pass it. Okay, so what I want to go through real quick is a couple different tools that I recently started using heavily, and these tools have really helped me out, especially with script writing and coming up with content. So one is ChatGPT, but I'm going to show you how I do it a little bit differently than just write me a script. I've actually gone through and taken articles and actually said, no, I wouldn't say it that way. I would say it this way. And I've done it so many times now that when I put a script in or I put an article in, it automatically just feeds it and puts into a script. And then from there, I can say, give me 5 bullet points that I can put into my Instagram post, and it'll curate the Instagram content. So it really cleans up and makes it a lot easier and quicker of a process to get this going. So I'm going to show you that real quick. Sonia, I wish I could make you a co-host. That way you can approve these people as they come in.
I
Okay.
am currently looking at some back end things for you to see if I can make that happen.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna keep this there. All right. So I'm gonna share my screen here. So all right. So the coolest thing about how I came up with this and is obviously I do a lot of YouTube content. I do a lot of video content. I share a lot of that with Agents at Real on the back end. And why I wanted to do this more publicly facing, front facing, was a couple reasons. Number one, a couple things that we do believe in really heavily at Real is collaboration and community. Both of those need each other in order to have, to create really good agents. And I'm a big believer in whether you're at our brokerage or any brokerage, as real estate agents, we are all in this together. And the more we can help each other out and the more we can make each other's lives better, we're going to send each other more business and help each other out. Even if you are Ryan Leahy, a lender, AO Ryan Leahy in the chat there. So I wanted to give this to everybody. That way we could all get better. And if you ever decide to send referrals to the Austin area, you got some good agents in here. You got Raj, Rambo. Who else do we got in here? Charles. So besides myself, we got some really good Mindy's in here. Bo. So we all got some really good Austin agents in here. So, okay. So let's go through how I did this. Let me share my screen real quick. And we roll any questions before we roll into it, drop it in the chat and I will answer some questions before we get in. Okay, well, let me go share screen. Now I can't find anything on here. Here we go. So let me ask this question first. Who's actually creating short content at a high level, or who's trying to create more content? And then who's actually trying to grow a YouTube channel? Drop those in the comments because I think this is all going to be super helpful. So a lot of my content is based on information, right? So I'm a big believer in subscribing to your local business journals and constantly reading your local news agencies that come out. So I have the Austin Business Journal. I read this. I get an email every single morning from Austin Business Journal with the 5 top headlines. Now, what I always want to do is look through headlines that are going to spark a lot of interest, that are going to spark a lot of debate. And for me, I basically look at 5 different things. So when you're curating your content for either your short content, your long form content, you really want to drop this into buckets. And so that's why I like with Instagram, you still want to drop it into buckets. With YouTube, you want to drop it into buckets. So what I mean is you have 4 or 5 things you talk about, right? So one is going to be big picture Texas. The next is going to be a house or property tour in your area. The next is going to be, maybe information about what's happening in your area. And then if you're a buyer or seller, information tips, right? So if those are the 4 or 5 different things you're keeping consistent to, your audience knows what they're getting for you and they know what they're coming back for. If you look at some of the big influencers out there, they all do the same thing. A lot of their content's very repetitive because it works. And then after a while, they'll change up their content. So, what do we got in the chat? We got Rambo's doing some stuff. Everybody's doing some stuff. Let's see. Mandy's starting YouTube. This will really help with YouTube as well. And I'll show you how it'll help with YouTube. So let me get out of there. Okay. So what I did with this short form content here is I'll go through, or even my long form content, as I will take an article. And once I found an article that I really like, and I think will add to my content or my base will look at, I'll go through and create content around that. So, like my content for my long form content's broken up into 4 different things: market updates, news and information, things coming to Austin, new construction, and I think not really property tours, suburbs and things like that. So this is one we're actually going to create together today. So it says Austin home foreclosures went up 23%, joining nationwide trend. So in this article, there's a lot of really good information about what's happening. But if you're like me, and I have not necessarily TikTok brain, but Instagram brain, I get through 3 seconds and I get bored. Somebody needs to mute themselves. So what I did is what I like to do is take this article and then I go into ChatGPT. So as you can see here, I have a lot of past articles that I put in. So what I do is I put a prompt that says something to this effect. Act as if you were a real estate agent in the Austin area, and you want to take this article, make the 4 or 5 bullet points, and from there put it into a 30-second video that I can share on Instagram, YouTube, giving the most accurate information. On top of that, I want calls to action. So what I did going way back here was basically that. In fact, I've created all my thumbnails and everything. This is ChatGPT 4. So if you're using ChatGPT, I recommend buying and doing the upgrade to ChatGPT 4. It's very helpful. So I have here's one that I did. So in one of my last videos, I talked about Nick Shaw. He did a market prediction. In fact, Broke Agent Media on the hot sheet had talked about this. So I basically went in and said, here's what I did with this article. So I copied and pasted the article and I said, please take this article and give me the points on Nick Shaw's predictions for 2023. And then I actually turned that into a script. I went back and forth a few times and turned that into a script. And if you watch my last video, I literally read off of the teleprompter. Why I'm telling you this is I filmed these on my camera, not on my phone. But as we go through how to use some of these apps, I'll show you. I'm going to go through and actually show you step by step how to do this. So in ChatGPT, just go put it in like I did and go over and over and over again and just get it till it refines to your voice. So the one I'm going to show you here that I've actually recently put in, there's a couple. So like this one right here, one of the articles I put in, there's a new density laws. And so I basically said, act as if you were me, but I went back like right here, act as if you were me. And in my voice, create 5-step strategy for YouTube content for realtors. This is just an email that I sent out. So it's really easy to go through in this. And I changed a lot of this. I didn't think that it really fit what I wanted to, but also in the same thing. I went back and forth with these 30, like, give me a 30-second video and on this article, and here's what it popped out. In fact, I used this exact script in one of my videos. Now, I may not use this exact script. I think it gets me about 80%. Like the call to action at the end isn't really my voice, but you can go in your script. Like, here's what I wrote. This is me. That's good, but make the hook stronger and more attention grabbing. And then it came in with Austin is transforming, a bold new 46. And I thought this was good. So what I'll do is I'll take this script and I'll put it right behind my camera. Now, I use my camera, I have a Sony VZE-10, and I use the VZE-10 versus my phone for some of this stuff. And I'll show you why here in a second, because I don't like to edit on my phone, but I'm going to show you how to edit this all on your phone. I don't like to edit on my phone that much, and that's why these apps that I'm going to show you come in really, really handy. So basically what I'll do is take this script right here. Austin is transforming, a bold new 46 unit townhouse and condo project is breaking. So I'll put this right beside my camera. Now, when I record it and look at myself, my eyes will look at the camera, but then they look at the article because I'm reading off the article. Now I'm going to show you 2 ways you can do this. You can do it exactly how I did it, and we'll fix it with the AI app. The other way you can do it is put it into the teleprompter app. I'm going to show you both. Sound good? In the chat, does that sound good? Write a 1 if that sounds good. We'll bring some Sharon in here. There we go. Yes, 1. Okay. So this whole why I'm showing you this process is my scripts have changed, but after you do this a few times, it makes these scripts really easy. So one of the scripts that I just did, and I shot this right before we got on here, was this. So that I found the article that I was showing you, the foreclosure article right here. Okay, I went to ChatGPT. Now rewrite it and add the state and other cities, because this was really just all about Austin, but I wanted to make this more about Texas and not just Austin. So I just literally shot this using kind of this script right here. I didn't really like the hook at the beginning, so I changed it, but I read off of the script, and you'll see me when I show you the video here in a second, me looking at the script. The script was pretty good for what I wanted. Okay. So now I've showed you ChatGPT. Any questions on the chat about ChatGPT and using that, or you can just start shouting them out. It's fine. I'll answer any of those. But I think what's great about this is you can take that same article and then say, give me the top points for the Instagram post. So now all you're doing is copy and pasting that into the post, and it's SEO driven as well.
Jeremy, it's
Yes.
Yvonne. Hey,
Yvonne.
prompts. I always get stuck on how you actually, stupid question, how you actually write a prompt into ChatGPT to get
Sure.
it to do what you want it to do and not have it give you general stuff.
Yeah. So I gave this class an hour, and that's why I wanted to be able to like play with some of this stuff and actually show you. So great question. We're gonna, anybody else have that same exact question? Just raise your hand on the screen. I can see it. Mindy. Okay. Charles Coleman. Okay, cool. All right. Well, let's do that real quick. So I'm going to go. Oh, you're not seeing what I'm seeing. Let me go here. Share screen. Boom. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come to this article right here. Now, you're probably going to say, Jeremy, there's easier ways to do that. And you're right. There probably is. But this is the way I do it. I don't do everything always the easiest way. So I'm going to take this article right here, and I'm going to come into ChatGPT, and I'm going to say, in my voice. Now, I'm saying in my voice because I've done this and gone through and I've revised it several times. In my voice, please make me a 30-second attention grabbing video script using the most important parts of this article. Please give it a very strong hook and call to action at the end. Now, you're probably not going to say in my voice. You're probably going to say, act as if you are a realtor in the Austin market. In fact, here I'm going to say this. As you know, I am an Austin realtor. And I focus on giving high quality information info to buyers and sellers in this market for YouTube and IG. Okay. Now I'm going to do the quotation marks, Control V, and then do quotation marks again. So give it a second, it'll roll. Anybody else doing this already? How does it know your voice is what Susan said. Susan,
Hey,
I,
Jeremy,
yeah,
it's Becky.
Yeah.
So if you go into ChatGPT and you click like where your name is at the bottom left, like for
Yeah.
me, like you'll say Becky, and there's a section in there where you can click on it, says custom instructions. That's where, so I don't type this stuff in every time. If you actually type in there, like I have, my name is Becky McCulley. I'm a real estate agent in Charlotte, North Carolina. My objective is blah, blah, blah. My ideal clients are this. And then you can even put in there like how you want ChatGPT to respond. And so that's always like the default that's in there. And then you don't have, and then I have found that like it has started like giving me better results because I have that saved in the custom instructions.
Yeah. Good. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I kept in the thing just going back and forth and telling it, no, I wouldn't say it that way. I wouldn't say it that way. And so that's why it's probably already knows my name a little bit or knows what I want. So when I actually, if I were just to copy and paste another article right now, because off of this thread, it's going to automatically do the same thing. It's just, it already knows that I want a script out of that. So yeah, you're right. Custom instructions here. So exactly what she said. If you can see that on the screen, I hope you can. Usually when it pops a secondary window, you can't see it, but it says, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better results? So you can put that in here. I just do it every time in the thread here. And this is actually kind of what I would say. Actually, it probably nailed it. Thinking Austin market is cooling off. Listen, this in 2023 for closures, the metro climbed 37%, hitting 14,000. It sounds alarming, right? But here's the real deal. These numbers are still lower than pre-pandemic levels. Okay, so what I would do is take this and I would put it into like a Google Doc sheet like this. Now, what I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind. You don't have to actually do this. So I put it in here and then I put this right behind my camera and I record that way. Sorry, people are coming. All right, so I record it that way. Now let's show you this. Mind blown. Okay, perfect. Sure. I'm going to show you how I do this. Okay. So let's share my phone. One second. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. So what I'm going to do is go into from there after I've recorded that, go into the captions app. Now you can actually do this right here. Actually, let me close that and reopen it. So
Hey
perfect.
Jeremy,
So
we can
go in
see
here.
your phone moving.
Did it stop
It just
sharing?
stuck on the screen, mirroring screen.
Okay, hold on. Let me do this again. Sorry, somebody's texting me. Tell them to stop texting me. No, is it go no? Oh, let me stop sharing. Let me try the other way. Sorry. Is it showing?
Not
It's
quite
loading
yet.
now.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
Okay.
now I see your
It's
home
good.
screen.
All right, perfect. So, all right. So I'm gonna go to my phone. I have the captions app on here, right? So when I come into captions app, when you hit create, you can import the video you just created. One thing on here is AI Shorts, as you can see in the bottom left-hand section there. I actually did AI Shorts, and I'll show you that in a second. So when you click on this, to click AI Shorts, it'll ask you for a YouTube link. So you can actually take a video you put on YouTube already and then create shorts out of it. So it'll do and I'll show you some of them here in a second. Okay, so what I do is import, but what you could do on here is there's a teleprompter app. So on the teleprompter, I can just copy and paste that information that I just wrote. See, I don't like this whole omit thing. I have to keep omitting people. Now I can just copy and paste what I had on there and then hit record. And when you hit record, it'll record right off your phone right there. There's two reasons I like to record on my camera versus on my phone. And the reasons are, number one, I feel like I can get better audio quality with my camera because I have better mics. So that's why I like that. And then I get better picture quality compared to using my phone. I'll give you an example. Like this is off the phone, right? It looks okay. But when I go click on like these come out much better, crisper looking, right? And this is what I'm going to show you how to do, is to create this content really easily. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit create and I'm going to import the video. So look, you can record right here if you want. There's a camera thing, so you can do that. You can do this. You can actually create an AI script right here as well. So everything's right here. It's a pretty nice app to use if you're trying to create more of this short form informational. In fact, you don't have to do my types of informational. You can go into ChatGPT and say, give me the 5 best things about about buying a home, or however your content is. And you can just use ChatGPT like I did there. And what Becky said was put it in your own voice. So I'm going to import the one I just did here. Okay. So this says, I don't know if you can hear the audio on that, but it says big foreclosure wave hitting Austin.
No, the audio doesn't come through, but
Okay. So yeah, you're probably not going to get audio on this. So that's fine. So what I want to show you here is this though. So give it a second to come in. So I go into Final Cut Pro before, and I splice them down a little bit, but you can actually do that here yourself on here as well. So there is a splice button or a trim button. So if you have pauses in the video, you can hit this trim button on the bottom. So it's right there, right on the bottom, it says trim AI. And right here, it says there's no pauses. So if you have pauses in the video, you can do that. Or you can come over and actually go into the splice button and cut it up a little bit. You can do this in the InCaptions app here. I like to use Final Cut Pro. In fact, let me show you what I did with this video before. Is this tracking with everybody? Very similar to CapCut. In fact, I like this better than CapCut. I tried using CapCut. I didn't like it. I'm so seasoned, I don't have any pauses.
I was gonna say, I was like, you don't pause.
I don't, but it doesn't sound like I pause. And the reason why it doesn't sound like I pause is because I do this. Oh, well, let me open Final Cut. Is I actually take it into Final Cut and open Final Cut Pro. I go into Final Cut Pro before and I trim it down. Now you could use, so this is where you can use CapCut or one of the others to cut it down. You can actually cut it down on here. Or I hate trying to cut things and edit things on my phone. Does anybody else have that? I like to click on a mouse. I like to move things around. I like to have it in front of me. So let me share the screen now so you can actually see it.
I think Yvonne was asking, what are you using if not your phone?
So I'm using Final Cut Pro. So now you have, all right, perfect. So I airdrop this over to Final Cut Pro.
Oh.
I'm a big fan of Final Cut Pro. I like, you could do the same thing if you wanted to. You could do the same thing and on like iMovie or something like that. So on here, you can see I've already made some cuts from this. So this is 2 things why I like using Final Cut Pro versus going straight into the AI. And this is just going to add a couple extra minutes to your thing. But up on the top side here, see this voice isolation? Now, you're not really going to hear on here because I didn't probably share audio when I did this. But if I were to show you the difference between the voice isolation on and off, it's a huge difference. It sounds way better. Now, when I go back into showing you the CapCut tool, there is an AI for that, but there's a couple AIs in there I really want to show because I think most people don't know how to use that app. And I didn't know how to use it until I sat with Will. Great part about being in a big community at like Real Broker, you get a lot of people sharing ideas, and he showed me some of this and I was able to recreate my content. But on here, I like to cut the everything out of it, right? And so I bring it in here, put it in vertical. As you can see, it's all pretty, basically all that was right here was a tiny little gap like that. I mean, it doesn't look very big on your screens, but there was a little gap and I cut it out. So now there's actually 0 spacing. So it looks like I don't even, and I've had people actually say that in my YouTube videos. They go, does this guy take a breath? I'm like, no, I don't, but if you don't have a mic, voice isolation is the best. Yeah, so that's why I like Final Cut Pro is the voice isolation. On the app, there's a denoise, and so I like that too. I suppose we could upload to Drive if no Mac. You can, yeah. So, okay, now that I've done that, go ahead.
When you uploaded that video, was it a horizontal and then you just told it to be vertical in the app? Or did you shoot it vertical?
I shot it vertical, but you can, yes, there are, I don't have any clips on here. Here, let me go back into here. Is it going yet? Perfect. You can see that now. Perfect. Okay. This card change. Okay. So when I go into projects and I want to create something, let's say, I don't think I have anything shot in vertical in here or horizontal. If I did have it shot, like, so sometimes I'll airdrop over, like my videographer will send something over horizontal, right? And so what I'll do is I'll actually come into the app. When you hit create and you import, let's say like this video. When I import this, there's actually a button right here on the, there's a button right here on the right. That's got these little arrows on the right. If you click on that, it'll take you and trim it to the size that you want it, right? Also, when you get in there, there is another tool that will actually let you do it from horizontal to vertical. So you can go horizontal to vertical on these. Let's see. I edit. I would have to find one to do that, but you can go horizontal to vertical. Okay. You like Eileen rock climbing there in the background? Isn't that great? That's my wife, everybody. She fell down a well and she was climbing her way out. Okay. So let's go back and create the one I was going to show you. So the answer to your question, yes, you can go vertical or horizontal to vertical. You can crop it in there. It's going to crop in the center. So keep that in mind when you do it. Okay. So we're going to proceed here. I wonder if there's a way to share.
Hey friends, well, it is a niche
I think when I hit share next time, I actually have to hit audio. Okay. So some tools I wanted to show you in here that made this easier for me is I did this. So I wanted to add zooms. I wanted to fix my eyes because if you look right, keep going. I'm not going to get into how to use the actually write the captions in here, but like right here. But you can go into the caption side right here on the bottom left and change the style, the format, all of that stuff. I'm not going to super go into that because I really wanted to show you how to create those like really crispy videos. So if you look, see how my eyes are looking off to the left here or to the right in the video because I'm reading the script. What I'm going to do right here is click this one right here at the bottom that says eye contact. Now, this is going to take a minute, so I'll let this go and I'll answer any questions in the chat. So this will take a couple seconds and then I'll show you that. All right, what do we got? Thank you. So videos recorded on phone, then airdrop to Final Cut. I actually, I don't, well, yes, I can do that. That's one thing I do. Yes. The other is that it's actually on a card on my phone, on my camera, and I just stick the USB card into my computer and upload it from there. Do you do the eye tracking for YouTube videos too? Yeah. I haven't, but I will start doing that after learning some of this stuff. So you mentioned a teleprompter. Do you use that or do you read from a script? I don't like the teleprompter personally, because if it goes too fast, I can't read, look at the camera and read and think at the same time, because maybe I don't like one of the words on the thing. So I'll read off to the side and then come back and look at the camera, read off to the side, come back to the camera. Because as I read some of these scripts, I think of something that I want to add in. I ad-lib a lot. So, but there are people, I know there's an agent out of Dallas who does a really, really good job of creating long form videos for YouTube. And she has to go off the teleprompter. So you can use a teleprompter. You can use a teleprompter app. In the course Will Draper and I are putting out for YouTube, we actually talk about that. quite a bit. Let's see, is this done yet? Last time I did this, it did not take this long. Okay, so we're gonna apply it. So in that section where I was looking away, you can now see my eyes are looking straight at the camera. Now, I've noticed though, the one thing with this is my eyes look red. So let's go here where I was actually looking at the camera and my eyes look a little wider. Looks like I smoked some weed in between takes here. So, but anyway, so that fixed me not looking at the camera. And that's why I like to do the script right off to the side of the camera, because then I can read off the script and it's almost like I'm looking into the lens. But if I want to put this in a teleprompter for the next one, I could. And I have the teleprompter. Look. So if you want to do that, there's this right here. If you want to shoot off the camera and still use a teleprompter, there's this thing right here called Padcaster. I have one. I don't use it. As you can tell, it's still in the box. Do you typically shoot content horizontally to post on YouTube, then adjust size on socials as well? Yeah, for my long form, everything's horizontal, but I'll take a piece from the long form video and I will recreate that like I am doing here. So some of this stuff is stuff I talked about in our Real Migos video, or I will just take it and cut it. In fact, I'll show you in a second here how I did that as well. Because I actually have, I've done that and I'll show you in a second. Okay, so the other thing I want to add on here, which is really great, is on the bottom. If you're looking at the bottom of the screen here, you see where it says AI Zoom. So if I click AI Zoom, now it's going to automatically do these zoom jump cuts for me. So if we watch this again now, if we watch these again now, I know you can't read this, but so the whole point about video, and I've learned this as I've edited long form video, you have to keep people watching the video and you have to have something moving around so their eyes stay on the video. Otherwise, they kind of bounce off of it. Sonia and I were talking about this before. She's like, yeah, you put up these things and I'm trying to read it, but you pull them off so fast. Well, the whole point is to keep your eyes on the screen. Right. The moment you actually start reading and stop listening, the moment you're not really engaged anymore as well. So that's why I do that. As you can tell, I can move this text around wherever I want. I like this text because I like the blue matches the Real Broker. If you're not a Real Broker, it doesn't matter. I like the blue because it matches Real Broker, and I like the now using the like gold, give it a little more luxury feel. I could be wrong. I could easily change that text, but here's what I want to show you next. And this is what makes these videos really pop. Now, I could take that off and not do that in this video because there's something I want to show you, and that is this. Okay, here's one thing too. If your audio isn't that great, at the bottom here, you see the AI denoise. That will absolutely help as well. So I'm going to hit it just to render it. And then maybe I'll try to share this again where you actually can hear the audio on this. But this will absolutely help. And if I want to add like sounds to this, right, I can add sounds at any point. I just come through here. Let's say foreclosures, right? I want to add a sound. Let's see, what's a good sound to add? Swoosh down. You're not hearing these audios, but I could add it like a bang, anything like, oh my God, to give a little more impact to your video. And once you do one of these, it's so much easier to do a bunch of them in a row. So what I did on Sunday is I shot 5 of these, and I still have videos I haven't even posted yet. So I have so much video, including this one right here. So I like that. I'm not going to use that in this video, but the next thing I want to move into is you can use a censor. So if you're like Raj Sahu and you cuss a lot in your videos, you can hit that censor button. Or if you're like Rambo cusses a lot in his videos too. I'm kidding, everybody. Mandy's like, wait, they do? Okay. Is everybody tracking with me so far? Is this good? If this is cool and this is new, drop a 1 in the chat. If this is like, Jeremy, this is so dumb, just write a 5. If you write a 5, that's fine. Okay, good. Everybody's enjoying this. Okay. Because I want to show you the end product of this. So let me go back real quick. So on the bottom here, this is where it's really going to drive these videos to look really cool. And this is what I really liked about using this app or apps like this. At the bottom, you see where it says AI images. Okay. You see that? Well, if I click this, it's going to generate just basic images for me. Okay.
Ooh, we might need some extra mute buttons out there.
I can't see who it is.
Michelle,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay. So, so for closure, that looks good. Wave. I don't really like some of these. Like, I don't know why the girl is the worst one. And the levels guys in the mask, right? So not all of these are going to work, but that's fine. We're going to apply them all, and then we're going to go through and fix them. I'm sure you could. I tried clicking on these a couple times, and to alter them, and it didn't really fix it. So here's the deal. So now I go back to the very beginning here. All right, for closures, I like that, but I'm going to move it down because I don't want it in my face. But maybe I want to do something different with it. So at the bottom there, you'll see it says add, edit, delete, delete all, right? Okay. So I was reading Yvonne's thing. So, and I will give this all to you so you can watch the replay on this. And if you want to jump on a call, always feel free to DM me. I talk to agents at Real all the time, agents that aren't real. So just don't hesitate to DM me. I like to help people. So on here, as I'm scrolling through, you can't really see because I'm using my finger here. I like this foreclosure one, but now I can't really see it because I've moved it. So I'm going to hit the edit button at the bottom. And what's cool about this is now I can change how that image pops up. So let's say I just want it to pop up. Okay. I hit the ABC. Okay. It hit lit up, but maybe I want full screen. Okay. Let's apply that. Let's see how that looks. Hit play. So I think some of these are distracting, especially with the zoom ins. So we're going to change some of these. So definitely Dallas Fort. Okay, now I get why the girl is on there for Dallas Fort Worth. Okay, so I don't really like a lot of these, right? So let's say I don't like this one. I'm going to delete that one. I don't like the foreclosure wave one. I'm going to delete that one too. I like the Texas one. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come right here for big foreclosures, and I'm going to hit add. Now, what I did before this is I went and I screenshotted parts of the article on my phone. So I have this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the edit button, and I'm going to make this the bottom half.
Jeremy, as a host, you can scroll across your attendees and see if they're muted or not, and you can just manually mute them.
Okay. I'm trying to work. Does that help? All right, perfect. So now it's got it at the bottom.
Yeah.
So when I hit this, when I go back and hit play, it actually scrolled up. That was cool. This Texas one though, I like this Texas. I'm actually gonna edit this one. So I'm gonna hit the edit button on this one. I'm gonna fade it and I'm gonna make this the full screen. Okay. Now let's try this again. I think these zooms are annoying right now. So I'm actually going to go back and I'm going to take these zooms off. I don't think I need these zooms on this video. So I'm going to take the zoom off. Okay. Now let's, oh, did it not go? Zoom, delete all. Perfect. All right. Now the zooms are off. It'll make this look a little better. Okay. So as I'm going through, let me go back over here. Oh, shit. I'm the one that cusses. See, sorry, Raj. All right, I'm gonna go back to images. I like the Texas one. I like the Austin one, but again, I don't like this covering my face. So I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna edit this one. I'm gonna go pop. I like the way it pops, and I'm gonna go bottom half as well. Okay. So I'm going to go through each of these. Maybe I think the Austin should be full screen.
Jeremy, some
Yeah.
clarification. The app
Yeah.
that you're in right now, are you in CapCut or are you in Captions?
app.
Or- You're in the Captions app. Okay, thank you.
Yep. Yep. So I don't like this Austin one. I'm actually going to make this Austin one full screen. So I'm going to hit the edit button at the bottom. I'm going to go over and hit full screen. Man, I don't like that either. How about freedom? I don't like this one. Well, I'm just going to move this. So look, now freedom, I can click on it and move it. So now it doesn't look like it's in the bottom anymore because I didn't like how my head was cut out. So boom. Now this would be a good spot if I wanted to add those zooms back in. I wish you all could hear this though. Okay. So let me hit the I'll hit the volume up as high as I can, and hopefully y'all can hear it from my mic. Okay. So
foreclosure wave hitting Texas and Austin, yeah, it actually might look this way. 51% increase in
okay. So look, I don't like this board here. I'm gonna take this board out. So I'm gonna
And whatever you did, we could hear your sound.
okay. Maybe it's because I had it up so loud. So on here, I'm going to go back to AI images. I'm going to click on this one, scroll over to this one, click on it, and I'm going to delete that one. And I'm going to add right about here. I'm going to add, hit the add button, this right here. I don't like it covering my face, so I'm actually going to click on it and just move it down. Okay. So now it'll say, look, blah, blah, blah. Oh, now it's there. You can read it. Actually, you know what? I did like it in the middle. I'm going to put it back in the middle. Perfect. Foreclosure one, I'm going to move down. I don't like this one. Let's just delete that one. I'm going to keep going here. Houston, ugh, 37%. Sorry for all my Houston people. Let's see, foreclosures in Austin. Maybe I want to add one here. So look, oh, perfect. It's a good opportunity to show you this. So I have automatically on the left, you'll see it says camera roll, stock. So if I hit stock and I want to find a stock image, let's say I want to do, let's look at Austin. Okay, let's see what it gives me for Austin. It's going to give me quite a few. Perfect. Oh, it gives me quite a few. So this is what's cool about this is that you can pick a lot of the actual just stock videos or what's in here, and there's quite a bit to use. So that's why I liked this. I mean, I haven't played with the with CapCut. I like the Captions app here. So I'm gonna go with this one. Oh no, I hit it way too many times. Now it's gonna add it like 4 or 5 times. Michelle's in the waiting room. She left.
Hey,
So now
Jeremy, does Captions have a, like where you can do it on your computer like CapCut does?
I would imagine they have a desktop version, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Does this app have music?
Yes, and I'll get to that in a second too. I want to edit this full screen. And okay, so all right, you guys are seeing how I'm doing this. I don't want to keep wasting too much time, but so as I go through this, now it's like looking better, and I could go through and do this whole one.
Yeah, it actually might look this way. 51% increase in foreclosures this year in Houston, 37% increase in foreclosures in Austin, 19% increase in Dallas Fort Worth, and 12% increase in San Antonio. The catch is that this is still well below pre-pandemic levels. If we look at this chart and we look at Austin specifically, it's still below 2019, 18, 17, all the way going back, well, forever. So the numbers still are a lot lower, and there is a lot of housing resilience. What do you think, though, do you think that there's going to be a lot of foreclosure deals coming up in the future? We'll hear from you in the comments.
Okay.
Big
So,
foreclosure wave hitting Texas and Austin.
so I didn't want to keep going through it and because we could literally live go through and edit each one, but I wanted to show you kind of the basics of how that works. So, one of the questions, so let me show you some of the other tools that I found. So the sounds, you could add a bunch of different sounds in there. Okay. The other one I really wanted to show you was the zoom. I showed you that. So you click on the zoom, it's going to generate those zooms for me. So if we play it this time, there's way too much going on in this for what I like. But so I'm going to probably mess with this for about 10 more minutes after we get off here. And I'll post this one later today. But I'm probably going to use some of the zooms. I'm going to probably go through and take off some of the back ones here. And I have a graph that I like. Some of these I just don't like. I could pick a better photo for San Antonio. I'm not going to use this. And I'm going to line these up better with the audio. So a lot of this is just super simple right here on the bottom of the app. The other thing I want to show you, obviously the denoise, the AI music, the voiceover, all of that can be done right here at the bottom. So right here at the bottom, the voiceover was a really, really good one as well. So if you want a voiceover and then use the denoise after that. So I could do that right now, but I talked on this video. Music, if you hit the music button, you can actually pick what you want. I want Latin music. I want it dark and I want it travel. Let's see what it comes up with. Would anybody else have used those Latin? I need to leave the meeting. Can you? Yeah. Oh, I like this music. I'm gonna try that. Let's see how this works. Volume level. We're gonna take the volume real low, close. Let's see how this plays out.
12% increase in San Antonio. The catch is that this is still well below pre-pandemic levels.
So you can mess with this, raise the audio level a little bit higher. I couldn't really hear it there.
We look at this chart and we look at Austin,
There you go.
specifically, it's still below 2019, 18, 17, all the way going back, well, forever.
So that's cool. Yeah, you can add the audio right there at the bottom of the app as well, which is pretty cool. See what else can we add? Voiceover, sensor. Like I said, Raj is definitely one that needs the sensor. I don't really understand what the title is. Oh yeah, it puts all the whole title at the very beginning. I don't like that. You can pick the keyframes. You can change the scale of the video as well. Here's scale. So this is what you were asking about, Mandy, right here. So if you have a horizontal, you can actually change it to 16 or 9:16. You can actually change it back horizontal. So once you get done with this, if I liked this video, I would just hit export at the top. And then I'm going to download it in 30 frames per second, right? And I want to show you, this is like one I did recently. So this is what one would look like.
Big news coming for a
Nice, actually. Go to photos. I think this is one. See, this is one my editor did, and I just did not like the way it came out. I felt there was too much, just a little too much editing on it. But here, let's go. You guys get to see all my fun photos. Look, there's Sharon and I. Everybody, look at Sharon. Look at that beautiful face. All right, so let's go. Oh, sexy guy photos. But here's one I just downloaded.
affordability in the Austin and Caldwell County area. They've just relit a game-changing housing development in Maxwell. We're talking about Shule Farms on a whopping 227 acres. This isn't just any other suburb popping up. It could be a major move for Austin's affordability issues. Maxwell is one of the most affordable areas with a median. So you can see that the video came out pretty well. And I went through and adjusted all the little photos, but it was nice is that in the app itself, you could go through and pick different stock photos, right, on the captions app. Let's see, like this one right here. Oh, that's the one we were working on. Like, let's say I didn't like this Texas boot, right? I click on the Texas and Austin. Yeah.
I go back to here, the images. And I click on the Texas one. I want to edit. or I could add it and then hit the stock on the top, the stock right. And this is all the different ones they'll give me. I could have done like the Texas flag, the word Texas, all this stuff. So I'll go through and edit one of these in a little bit further detail. But the question I saw somebody just ask was, his captions on Mac or iOS. I use it on my Mac. So that's what I have. I don't know if it works on iOS. It probably will. I want to show you this. So this is where I think when you're creating different content, right? So like for me, my content's more informational style. I showed you what I did there, more informational style. But again, you could take this captions app and do it multiple different ways. I'm showing you one way I used it. What's great about this is you can use it any way you want, right? So if you want to sit in front of a camera and talk about, you know, the ins and outs of buying or new construction, go to ChatGPT, give me a script. No, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. Add this, add that. Here's an article that maybe you want to reference and go through ChatGPT and create a script for it, and then refine it from there. So that's what I do. But let me show you what you actually want to see, and that is this. Right. So on YouTube, so for a lot of you, here's my dashboard. Okay. So here's what I look at for my content, right? What my YouTube channel is doing. Obviously 15,000 subscribers. A video I just posted did terrible. This is an Amazon video, and the Amazon video did terrible because the problem with YouTube is that, and I'll show you in a second. I'm going here. So when I go to shorts on the back end, if I want to edit this, and you guys are going to laugh, I have no description in this video. So but you think, oh, description helps video. Nope. That's why I always say the most important thing is the thumbnail and title. So Austin brings more jobs, or Amazon brings more jobs to Austin. Perfect. That does real well. The problem with this though, when you go in here, is I cannot edit the thumbnail. It says for now, you can't change the thumbnail. So I forgot to change the thumbnail when I went in on this one, and it didn't do very well. And I'll show you the difference. So here's one where it's affordability, 1,200 views on it. And this is why I say be careful when you're creating short content, and it's got to line up with YouTube and what you're doing on YouTube, is because look at all on the right side here of the screen. You see all the likes, dislikes, comments. So that one I just did with Amazon, 0 comments on it. So it didn't really play. This one, Apple tells employees to move to Austin or else. Obviously, that's a hot button topic. Look at the dislikes on this. And I'm going to show you why this is important. So 46 likes, 13 dislikes, kind of interesting video, because we talked about people being forced to leave California for Texas. And that's going to be, you know, a big topic. This one right here, I used that app to make this one right here, Austin train disaster. I use exact app to make this one right here, 5,700 views, 11 comments. Now, I don't care about views. It's getting calls. I literally got a call last night from a lady who said, Jeremy, I've been watching your YouTube channel for a while. I actually had 2 leads come through last night, literally late last night, both listing leads, because everybody says, oh, you don't get listings. I've been watching your YouTube channel. I saw the video about people being forced to move from California to Apple. That's really sad. But hey, I'm thinking about selling my home. Do you think one of those Apple employees would want to buy my home? And do you think we can target those when you do the marketing for my listing? Anybody else think that's cool? That people would call you off your YouTube channel like that? Drop a 1 in the channel if you think that's awesome, that you get a call from somebody off of a short video you did. Now, I need to be very clear with everyone here. Short content does not grow your channel. I'm going to show you in a second why. Okay. But this short content needs to be part of the overall aesthetic of your main content. And here's why. So this video I did right here, I don't do any property tour style videos on my channel. Hold on, before this starts. Okay, you can still see my screen. So I made this on Instagram and I put it on YouTube. Okay. Kind of funny video. Well, when I go back and look at the likes dislikes ratio, because it does fits nothing on my channel, is 60%. Like, that's not very good. I got a lot of views out of it, but this wasn't driving anybody to want to call me, right? This wasn't driving a response. So I think it's really important. Now, if you look at my main videos, so you're seeing these videos right here in the middle right here. I actually sent my database an email saying, hey, if you want an update on the pricing of your home, let me know. And what, Sonia? Oh, that's somebody said something. I said, if you want an update on your pricing of your home, I'll send you an update. So I record a little update for each one of these people, put it on YouTube, and then embedded it in the video. This guy right here looked at it 3 times, ended up calling me and was like, hey, we're getting a little bit closer to selling our house, right? The other 2 didn't call me back, but hey, look, that little video took me literally, what is this, 2 minutes and 51 seconds to record. But if you look at the likes and dislikes ratio on the right side, you're not going to get a lot of likes on all of your content for realtors, but 88 to 95% is pretty darn good for my channel, because I do talk about things that people don't like, right? I tell people, the market's not crashing, relax. And people don't like that. They want to hear the market crash. So if you look at the likes, dislikes ratio, your YouTube shorts should complement what you're doing on your main channel. They should not be taking away from it. Does that make sense? In the chat, does that make sense? Are you going to do short form that complement or not complement? I lost the chat. There we go. Rambo. Like Raj is in this. Raj is in this group, right? I think he was here a second ago. What I would be doing on Raj's channel is taking those videos, dropping them into CapCut or Captions app, and creating shorter content, and then putting new audio behind it and putting those out as shorts on his channel. Let's find Raj real quick. If anybody's following Raj, Raj, we're blowing up your spot, man. Sorry. Is Raj still here? If he left,
I'm still here.
All
That's
right.
a good idea, Jeremy. Yeah, that's why I'm here.
All right, cool. So I like to pick on Raj a lot. He's doing really well in my market, took my idea, doing really well. So I like to pick on him for that. I'm more proud of him than anything. So like these videos right here that he's created, what he could do with his short list is create more of these videos on CapCut and all of these. And now he's recently started adding more of these, but look at the views on these. They're getting really good views. But if these were not any way associated with his channel, people would not watch these. They wouldn't like them. They wouldn't do anything with them. So, and I like that Raj doesn't add any text on these either, because you're looking at a bedroom like, oh, I want to click on this, right? So I would be adding all of these, maybe find a spot in the video where you actually add a thumbnail title to it. That might help as well. But for the most part, I would be every one of these videos going in. I'd be going into Captions and I would be doing this. And I'm going to show you this in a second real quick. Because I found a way to make it even easier on you, Raj. Okay. So we're coming back into the Captions app. I'm going to go back out of this.
Austin?
So right here at the top, at the bottom, right? I hit the bottom button and it says AI Shorts. It's grayed out on my screen because I just did this. So for those people that were asking the question about taking long form and dropping it in a short form, here you go. So you're going to click that bottom left-hand corner button, AI button, and it's going to ask you for a YouTube link. So Raj, this would work for you really well. You're going to hit that YouTube short, and then it's going to generate. So this is a video I just put out. So at the top of your screen, you can see AI Shorts complete, right? Y'all can see that? Yep, I see Raj shaking his head. So I'm gonna hit that purple button in the corner. Last time it took me right to it, but.
Ross' accurate prediction came from a blend of factors: a predicted decrease in demand from home purchases, a tighter supply of inventory, historical market trends, and a focus on mortgage rates. That's now you'll go back and remember there's a lot of analysts that were saying that we were going to.
Okay. So it went through and picked clips for me. Now I'm going to have to go through this a little bit and adjust the screen. The problem with taking my long form content is, let's see, what scroll?
Ross, accurate prediction.
Right there. That's the problem. Now, if I put this to 9:16, you're only going to read the middle part. In fact, let me see if it'll let me do that. Okay. Actually, let me go show. So it actually picked and made 5 different clips for me. This is probably the one I would use right here because it's actually, when you look through this one, you would actually, let me turn down the volume on it. This is just going to blow my ears out. But all right, if I hit play on this one, see how the graphs are actually in the middle? I could actually use this. I would use that one for this script. And so this is the one out of the 5 that I actually liked. And you're just going to go through and you're going to adjust these. Now, see, like that's the problem though. Now it shows this. So what I would do instead of this is I would take, so you can do this to make it easier on you. But what I would do is find a section that you said something really important. And I would go through, take screenshots of those things. And I would just do like a 30-second, hey, basically like I did with the foreclosure thing. If I did a full video about the foreclosure thing, now at the end, I showed you like I have nothing in the description. In the description, I can actually link, and on those shorts that I created, I can actually link them back to the other videos. And so Trey does a really good job of on his channel of that. Because the problem with this and what I do is everything is set for horizontal. So you're not really going to see everything the right way. And it's just not going to look right. So, but you can use your videos for that. For Raj, what I think it would work really well for Raj is shooting inside a house. And typically when you're shooting, walking through a property tour, like what Raj does, or maybe you're walking through one of your properties and that's what you're doing on your channel, typically the focal point is always going to be the middle of the screen anyway. So when you're walking through a home, whatever you're walking at, like the middle part it should be framed right. The middle is the most important part. You're not going to do a shot of the kitchen with the stove off to the left and like the dining room, but talking about the kitchen. Well, that's not the actual shot you want. So you'll be able to go through and adjust the shots a little bit. But when you're shooting stuff horizontal, I would keep in mind that you want to make sure that you're focusing on the middle being the piece that you want, because if you're going to do that and edit to from wide to horizontal, or from horizontal to vertical, then you want to make sure that you're framed up right. Any questions from anybody? See Nathan shaking his head there. Yvonne, hopefully I helped you out a little bit there. Yvonne, Mindy, I can go through the app a little bit more, but yes, Susan asked if the replay will be available. We will email this out to everybody that showed up. So out of the 87 people that said they were going to come, how many we have in here? We had like 43, 44. So yes, I will send this out to everybody.
So Jeremy, if you were to like
You got it.
shoot your video,
Thank
your
you
YouTube
much.
video,
Amazing info. Now, so what's cool about this is a lot of the stuff gets taught inside Reel. I know Raj is teaching classes on his style of YouTube. A lot of people are teaching. So definitely a good community for sharing like that. So Nathan says, do you post the same short video to YouTube Shorts and Reels? So I'm very careful about that because YouTube is a different animal than Instagram. As I showed you in that one short content video that was somebody stepping on a hole in the ground and it was a property. That's really not what my YouTube audience and what YouTube, because YouTube, again, on those short reels, what they're trying to do is put them in front of the people that are your audience. And if they're putting that's not something that really isn't part of your overall channel and doesn't have something else it can link to, then it's not going to flow. So like that video, if somebody clicked on that video, and I shouldn't have posted that one, I've been telling you that. If somebody clicked on that video, but they wanted to find other property tours, there's no property tours on my channel. So they can't, the information now, okay, I clicked on house tour, but there's no houses. So that's why it didn't work on my third channel, which is, so I have my main channel. I have an agent content creators, which this is where this video will go. So any of the agent facing stuff that I do, I post on agent content creators. A lot of these private meetings like this, I put as unlisted links. So when you get the link back, it'll actually be the unlisted link. I'll show you that channel if you want to subscribe to it, because I do post stuff on there sporadically. Share this. Any other questions in the chat? Did I answer that question well enough? Giving Raj another shout out. Raj, your subscriber count just went up 30. YouTube. Oh, your channel. So this is my other channel. I do a lot of videos, more of like informational stuff. A lot of it is going to be unlisted links. So we did like a recap. We did the Austin agent stuff. I'm going to start cleaning this up and actually doing more agent content facing, where it's more informational versus kind of some of the stuff you've seen. I'm doing more interviews with people like Mindy. I still got to post the one we did. Jeez, what am I doing? Mindy's like, come on, Jeremy, get with it. All right, let's see what else we got here. What lens are you using on the VZE-10? It is the 16x50. I don't like that lens, to be honest with you, but I've tried shooting with this lens on it and I hate it even worse. This is a wide angle lens. The color just is not the same. I think the color with just the standard VZE-10 works really well. I like the A7 III is what we shoot a lot on as well. Raj literally shoots his property tours with a phone. So pretty interesting stuff there. Follow up on YouTube. Should I not post different types of videos like info, property tours, educational? Should I just pick one topic and post those videos and only? Nathan, good question. So I would make sure that whatever you're posting on YouTube fits your channel. So if your YouTube channel is informational stuff, like what mine is like, a lot of it's stagnant me here on this, or me out and about talking about new construction, I would try to line it up with the content you're coming out. So if your 4 buckets of content are information about, so for me, information about Austin is one, right? Second is market update. Third is going to be properties or neighborhoods. And the fourth is whatever I said my fourth was, like what's coming to Austin. Well, if I start doing content kind of outside of that and people come to my YouTube channel from there, they're going to get lost. So like if I start doing like just property tour videos, prime example, property tour videos, they don't work. But if I take those property tour videos and I put them on my third channel, which is a property style channel like Raj's, those are going to do really well. That's what they're for. 4K, 30 frames per second. I don't know if that's, were you shooting, what were your settings when you shoot on your iPhone? Oh, sorry. 4K 30, the other thing you could shoot, Raj, too, is 60 frames. That might help a little bit as well. Great info, Jeremy. Can you explain your workflow? Which app is your favorite for which edits? Do you use several apps for each video? So a lot of the content I create, I literally, for the most part, just use the Instagram app and like edit in Instagram. For most of the stuff that I like to do, I'm one of those people that just cannot, I hate like trying to squeeze in and get it perfect and meticulous. And when I'm talking, a lot of times I'll say something, but it didn't sound right. So I like to cut it out. So that being said, here's my workflow. I will shoot either on my phone or on my camera in front of me. I will shoot either vertical or horizontal. I airdrop it over, or I use my SD card and I put it into Final Cut Pro. I will then, that way I can actually see the words, each little dot word on the line. I will cut out words or things I don't like. If there's a slight pause, I will cut that out. So it literally sounds like I know exactly what I'm saying constantly because I'm just talking and there's no like ums, any of that. Now on the AI, you can actually, and I think there was one spot on there I didn't talk about, you can actually cut out specific words on there as well. I didn't go through that. But you can cut any of the long, like when you have long pauses or something like that. I then airdrop that over to Captions app. And Captions app is where I add the captions. And then from there, I will upload into Instagram or YouTube from there. So that's my workflow. Now, I can make that a hell of a lot easier if I just did this. If I took that script, copied it, went over to my phone, put the teleprompter app on my phone, not app, but just in the Captions app, added the teleprompter and hit record, that would save me a lot of time. Again, I like to be super meticulous. If I mess up, I don't have to keep recording over and over again. Because in my videos, I mess up a lot. I just keep rolling and then I cut it out. So it makes it sound like I know what I'm talking about. Okay. Do you use Opus Clips anyway? James, I've used Opus Clips. I've used vidio. It's vidyo.io. I think that's what it's called. I've liked those. I haven't found that they've given me exactly what I want. That's why I think it's better just to go back, and if you find a part of the video you really like, just go back and actually like re-record it vertical and then just add the B-roll in from those shots. That's one way you can do it. That will add to your, but if you just want to get stuff quick, Opus is fantastic for that, for cutting from long form, and Vids.io also. I'm just a little more meticulous on those things. I don't like, because the problem I found with those, it's just basically taking a piece of the video and it's not cutting it up. So if you see some of those really, really good videos on YouTube or Instagram and that it kind of flows really well, well, you're talking, they took a 5-minute clip and they cut it down to 30, 60 seconds. What Opus does is it just finds 60 seconds that it can clip in. And so it may not like be as attention grabbing or hooky or get to the point. So that's like with I have a videographer right now that does the long form editing. There'll be times I'm like, hey, I need you to cut this, but you need to cut out a lot of the crap and make it sound like I'm saying this. And so I'll literally write what I want it to say. And so he'll cut it to that and to make it sound a little bit better. But I'm using this now because I found that this is way more efficient for me than having to go back and forth with my editor. I can just shoot on a Sunday. Like I get up super early on Sundays. I'll shoot this and be done by 9 o'clock with my entire week's stuff. And all I did is all week is I went through and I just added different things to that entitled document on Google. Every time I see an article, I will literally just copy and paste it and drop it into to that same link on ChatGPT, and ChatGPT already knows what I want from that. All I do is now just put that in and it automatically gives me a 30-second script. And I'll say, no, rewrite it this way. No, rewrite it this way. Copy it, paste it, maybe change a few words. And now I have all the scripts. And then I take the hyperlink for that video, because then I want to go back to that video and maybe take a couple screenshots from that video. Does that work? Why would you not have property listings on your channel? I'm having a hard time understanding why you would want different accounts. Great question. Is Darcy still here? Darcy, if you're still here, unmute and say I'm here. Yeah, okay, good. I get the recruiting side being different, but business and property videos seem to fit well together for a real estate business. I 100% agree. Raj, tell them why.
So if Jeremy and I's channel is very different. I do a lot of home tours. He does a lot of breaking news. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Raj.
We can hear you.
Jeremy, you're the only one who can't hear me.
I didn't hear what Raj said. Did you all hear him?
Yes.
Yes, the rest of us can hear him.
Okay.
All right,
That's
I'll keep
weird.
going here. So basically, Jeremy's
I
done a
had to-
lot about like breaking news, and then I've done a lot of home tours. And so if we deviate from that now, the YouTube algorithm does not reward it. Whereas if you create a separate channel that's based on that niche, it has more of a chance of taking off. So that's why separating might make sense. I think if you're starting out, and Jeremy, let me know if you agree, you could combine the two together in one channel, but if one takes off more than the other, you should probably lean in on what's taking off.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And that's what I was trying to do on my channel. And so for me to answer Darcy's question, sorry, I realized my volume was off. So Darcy, I was doing all the informational stuff, and then I would try to add in a listing property tour video. And I noticed that all my other stuff was getting views and feedback, But when I do these property tours that took hours to create, right, Raj? They take hours to create. Nobody was watching them. Or I gotta get 5, 6, 7,000 views on a video. I put a property tour video out and no one would watch it. Or I would do a neighborhood spotlight, and I would actually walk through a neighborhood. We'd spend 5, 6 hours at a neighborhood and no one on my channel would watch it. So if you're going to create, so that's why I talk about areas and different neighborhoods and comparing them versus this is a spotlight. Now, if you did just a whole neighborhood spotlight channel, you could actually probably create on that same thing, actual property tours from that. So as long as it's, here's a neighborhood. So here's a whole video about the neighborhood. The next couple of videos are going to be property tours from that. That might work, might get a little glitchy there. But if you do one specific, like when I'm talking about neighborhood, I mean like I live in High Point, right? If I did a whole video about High Point instead of about Dripping Springs, people would rather watch the video about Dripping Springs and then comparing the neighborhoods in Dripping Springs, right? Versus just one specific neighborhood. And then in the video, here's the great part, right? So if I'm like, okay, the 5 neighborhoods I really like in Dripping Springs, or I think buyers like the most, are these. We're going to go through them. At the end of each neighborhood, be like, yeah, you know, I had a buyer that actually bought in High Point and they loved it. They loved the Street Rocky spot because it sat on a hill. It was great. You know, if you do want more information, about how awesome this neighborhood is, definitely reach out and then keep going in and not be salesy with that. Now people are going to actually reach out to you about that specific neighborhood. Or if you want to hear more experiences clients have had with this neighborhood, definitely reach out. I'd love to chat and keep rolling through. Now
So here,
yeah. All right. Wow, I've never heard before today. Looks like I'm starting 2 channels. Nice. Sorry to make the extra work. Would be great to see how you source the articles you find and tie it into ChatGPT. I talked about that at the beginning, James. So I'm subscribed to, 3 sources. I'm subscribed to a bunch of different things. So I get, no worries. So I get the Austin Business Journal. So I was showing that earlier, the Austin Business Journal, I get an email every morning. Here's the top 5 articles, and I'll see which ones pertain to a video that I want to do. I'll copy that and I'll put it into whatever. So I have like 4 different videos, right, that I do a month. So I'll put a link. I'll literally like copy that and I go to my file folder where I have my upcoming videos and I put the link in there. And then when I'm ready to shoot that video, I have 5 links ready to go. And I go, I don't like this one. I don't like this. All right, I just want to talk about these 2 main things. But then you can create short content out of just using those. So that's one. The other one I really, really recommend you do. I don't know if they still have the promo code. They may. I'll ask them for it. But go over to BAM. Watch the hot sheet 8:30 in the morning. If you're not a member, I'm pretty sure I still have one. It's my promo code's Jeremy. I don't get paid off of it, so it doesn't matter. It just saves you 10, 15 bucks. But every morning Byron does those videos. There's a lot of times I'm like, oh shoot, that's a good video idea. So on their website, what I'll do is I'll go in, I'll look at the show notes. So they'll post the show notes. I'll click on the show notes, read through the show notes. I'll click on the article they talked about, and then I'll create a video out of that real quick using the same thing. Just run it through ChatGPT, give me a 30-second video. Does that sound super hard? Nathan shook his head. Yes, Nathan, what's so hard about that, bro? Just kidding. Best with you. All right. Thanks for the multi-channel comment. Very helpful to understand. It's tough. Like the tough thing is it's so much easier just to do a property tour video and then talk about neighborhoods. And then, and most of the big YouTubers out there will tell you, or that are selling you a program will tell you, oh yeah, just put it all on there. And then your channel doesn't go anywhere. And you're, well, the best thing you could do is pay for our next add-on, right? Or attend our next training. Like, well, shit, I've spent 30 grand on your stupid trainings and I'm in the same spot I was before. And they don't really, I mean, that's why I'm starting a class. So for 19, I'm just kidding. Will and I are putting together a class, but it's the basics, right? We're giving you the exact basics. Here's the formula. Here's how to do it. Here's how to do each step. Here's how you come up with your content. And the whole point of it is just I have so many people asking questions and they've asked for a class. James, on this, everybody on here, as we get closer to launching it, I'll just send everybody on here like, hey, we're getting closer. If it's for you, it's for you. It's not. No sales pitch for it. Again, my whole goal with all of this is to help agents out and to steal all the referrals from Raj. So I'll definitely send it. Okay, cool. We'll send that out. Any other questions in the chat? It's been good. We were supposed to do an hour, about an hour and a half. So sorry for that. But as long as you're here, I'll be here. At 1:30 though, for all my Austin peeps, at 1:30, I have a live stream for Real Migos. Ian and I are doing. We're bringing on Nick Shaw, who was on BAM not too long ago, where they talked about him. I reached out to Nick Shaw, and on Nick Shaw was the only one who actually kind of accurately predicted the housing market. Well, he didn't have the best words for Austin. So I reached out to him, was like, hey, I'd love to bring you on the channel and talk with you about Austin and what your forecast is for Austin. So on my main channel at 1:30, if you want to watch that, it'll be a live video with him. So we're going to talk lots of smack, I hope. Hat the Jet, see you, Raj. We'll be able to watch replay on this. Yep. All right. Mindy, thank you for coming. Ian, thanks for hanging in with me. Chris, good to see you. The Last Stragglers, Becky, see ya. Nathan, good to see you. If you ever have any questions about Real, reach out. I got a high note presentation. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, join Real. I'll send it to you. You look at it, you appreciate it, you like it, give me a chat. Other than that, I hope you find value in these videos, and I'll keep putting them out for you. All right. Thanks, everybody.